In 1960, the United Nations called for independence for all colonial countries. Yet as of 2015, 17 regions around the world remain colonies, also known as non-self-governing territories. So where are there still colonies? Well, to start, a colony is typically a distant country or area controlled and protected by another country. However, there can be subtle legal distinctions between colonies and similarly controlled territories like commonwealths or special administrative regions. Distinctions are based on levels of autonomy from or dependence on parent countries. For instance, because they are said to be more autonomous, the UN doesn't classify places like Puerto Rico and Macau as colonies, though they have a colonial past. Colonization has been practiced by all major nations for centuries. However, a bulk of territory was acquired during a long period of expansion following the 15th century Age of Discovery. England was especially prolific, and their colonies can be found on every continent. France also owned many territories, especially in Africa. Spain claimed much of the Americas, and Portugal, Italy, and the Netherlands also had several colonies between them. The United States acquired numerous Pacific island nations later in the 1800s. But after World War II, the practice of colonization was brought into question and human rights became a larger issue. When the UN was formed in 1945, its purpose statement included a commitment to respect equal rights and self-determination of peoples. At the time, nearly a third of the world, or 750 million people, were residents in colonies, and often they weren't given adequate representation in parent countries' governments. According to the UN, the world's remaining colonies are now presided over by the United Kingdom, the United States, France, New Zealand, and a few other disputed powers. Currently, the most populous colonies are Western Sahara with 500,000 people, and French Polynesia and New Caledonia, both with about 250,000 people. Western Sahara, often called the last African colony, was a Spanish territory until 1976. But even after Spain relinquished the colony, it's been occupied by their northern neighbor, Morocco. Western Sahara has never been able to establish complete independence for itself. French Polynesia and New Caledonia are both islands colonized by France during the late 19th century. They are located near Australia in the Pacific Ocean, and they are also called collectivities of France. Complete decolonization will probably be a long process, even as the United Nations continues to petition for full sovereignty among all countries. A continued dialogue between colonial territories is needed, and a strong commitment to appropriate representation of local populations. One former colony has a very unique relationship with its native people, Australia. In 1998, Australia implemented an annual National Sorry Day. This holiday serves as a form of recompense, and it raises awareness of Indigenous populations. Thanks for joining us on TestTube News, and we'll see you next time.